And if you're watching this video on YouTube and a nigga caption said Akademiks talking about an artist, downvote this fucking video, okay? I did not talk about nobody. Let's just say 50,000, okay? We'll just say 50,000. If a label spends $3.5 million, now let me tell you what this $3.5 million is going to. Yo, take $500,000, throw it at the blogs. Take $1 million, actually not even, maybe, but let's say take $1 million and let's do like activations and also billboards. So splatter everywhere with billboards. Let's now put, you know what I mean? See how I go with I don't want to give no clues I'm talking about. Let's say, I don't know, more than billboard. We just want to put this fucking album everywhere. You know what I mean? Everywhere. So like maybe more than billboards. I don't know. Maybe I can't think of it. I can't think of it. Let's just say they're putting the album cover everywhere, right? They're gonna come to like, you know what I mean, nice little. How much did I say for the blogs? I said $500,000. For that $1 million campaign, you got to remember, you're going to want to do it for a couple of weeks. You want to stay there. That is drilled in people's minds. Okay, bet. So what we finna do now, we about to go to, we got to get radio. Come on, man. You got to have the niggas going to work playing the hottest hits, right? All right, cool. So radio ain't free. You have to pay that shit too. $1.5 million, okay? Yo, Grand Wizard, if you don't get the fuck out of my comment section, because somebody mute Grand Wizard. He's like, what is he talking about? All right? Anyway, let's say $1 million. Yes, I know. It's crazy to y'all. $1.5 million for radio. Remember, this is, if you got $3.5 million in budget, $1.5 million gotta go to radio. Let's run major promo on the biggest stations on at least 2 or 3 songs. Let's figure out the biggest songs, and you know what I mean? And by the way, you got to realize, let me tell you something as well. While promoting an album, it don't start for the first week. Usually starts 2 months out. Remember that. So the song that was dropped 2 months out, you trying to pay for that to get on the radio, this and third. All right, cool. So what we at with it? We had $1.5 million, then we had $1 million, then we had another half. So $1.5 million, that's 2, and then we pretty $1.5 million. We're about like at 3. Now there's a lot of miscellaneous shit. You know what I mean? Street teams. You know what I mean? We might have to do like a couple promo concerts. Basically concerts where we're just gonna act like shit is hot, but it's not. So we're gonna eat the cost of the whole concert, but the mere fact that we could show that there's big crowds, like, looks good. We're going to do a few of those. You know, we got to travel around. We got to start doing interviews. We got to do freestyles. This is if the rapper is a freestyle rapper. I don't know if there are. Shit, they got to do promotional stuff. You got to move around. You got to, you know, do things to whatever. So pretty much what I'm saying is, let's just say $3 million. By the way, if you're watching this later, it'd be like you got your calculator out, like super, like, first of all, I'm not talking about any artist in particular. Second of all, I'm literally just like spitballing numbers, but it's in the ballpark because I know the numbers of, like, I know DJ Khaled had a $5 million fucking promo. This is why he was mad at who he lost to. He lost to somebody. He was tight as fuck. Oh, it was Tyler, the Creator? That nigga had a $5 million promotion budget. Of course, I be tight too. Y'all spend $5 million and I still ain't number one? This nigga is? Fuck that nigga, man. Of course. Bro, that's just what it is. I'm sorry. So, again, I ain't talking about no artist, but I know when I see stuff, y'all know me. I'm the ultimate pocket watcher. So when I see something, y'all look at it and be like, pretty lights. I'm like, what the fuck? How's that there? I take my calculator. I'm like, yeah, nigga. I know how much everything costs. Nothing is free in this world. So again, I'm only saying that, right? So $3.5 million. Let's say that artist came out and sold 50,000 first week. Wow, 50 fucking thousand. Now 50,000. Again, we're oversimplifying this whole thing. 50,000 in royalties and revenue. An album usually costs like $10. 50,000 is $500,000. Usually, I'm telling you this is as a fact. what an album gains the first week is around 65 to 70%. These are numbers I know for a fact. When y'all be like, yo, why you everybody care about first week? Because hip-hop music, for the most part, don't last. They debut big, the second week decent, and then they disappear. That's just what it is. It's fast food music that dominates the whole fucking thing. Somebody asked me, y'all gonna see it on Drewski's episode tomorrow with Drake, like, why you keep saying it's Drake's like 7th week? You know why? Because I don't only want to report about the first week, I want to report about the 7th week too. But you know why I don't report about the 7th week? Because the album has disappeared from the charts. So I only talk, niggas think I only care about the first week. I care about every week. But for most of these niggas, after the first week, you don't see their shit again. You're like, what the fuck happened? They dropped a 1-week album. Back to the drawing board. So when somebody's lasted on the week and about to be number 1 in the 8th week, I'm sorry. Like Drewski he was like, yo, Ak. He's like, I don't know if you dissing Drake when you mentioning that his 7th week is competing with somebody. I'm like, nigga, if you think that's a diss, you just don't know music. That's a compliment. His 7th fucking week is competing with somebody's first. I'm not dissing him. Anyway, let me put in perspective. So I'm telling you, the first week, a lot of times, ends up being about 60 to 70%. But you know what? We're going to lowball it. Let's not even say 50%. We're not even going to say 60. We're not even going to say 50. Let's say it's going to be like 40%, right? And this is what the album is going to do in, let's just say let's say a year. Let's say 40%. Matter of fact, you know what? We're so liberal, we're actually going to say 30%. By the way, I know an artist, and by the way, like, I don't want, just to clarify, this example just came to mind. This is not about Meek Mill and nothing like that. No, it's not. Because I've talked to mad artists, and you know, I'm a pocket watcher, bro. I always be asking, like, damn, what's the butt? I went to LA one time and I see how some of these niggas live. I'm like, damn. Yo, what the budget the album? We have a blah, 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 blah budget to market and promote the album. And we had this to make it. Instantly, I'm doing the math. I'm like, okay, so you need this to succeed. Tell me all I need to know. Okay, so, especially with this example, because by the way, there's mad artists like and we are gonna get into a little bit of Meek Mill, right? And it's not attacking him or nothing, but he had said he hasn't gotten paid from the label. That's not a Meek Mill thing. The majority of these niggas don't get paid from the label. The label usually gives you more than what they think you're going to do because they own your rights for eternity. So they know at some point, not in a year, not in 2 years, not in 3 years, not in 4 years. Sometimes they might have to drop you. You get with somebody else. They still own your rights. You get hot with somebody else's budget. Then they actually make their money back. It is what it is. They own it for eternity. The label is not. You see, only an artist plays the 2 to 3 year game. A label is playing the lifetime game. And then the label is also playing the game of, if you want your shit back, you got to buy it back. Do you understand what I mean? So put it like this: you ever wonder why your bank ain't pressed? Well, I don't know if some of y'all old enough to take loans. Your bank ain't pressed that you ain't paying back immediately. Nigga, they don't care about, like, think about a mortgage. Your mortgage, say you're buying a house for $300,000. They give you $300,000. Let's say you're gonna put down $10,000 down. Your credit's good. They give you $290,000 because that's the cost for the home. They tell you you have 30 years to pay that back. Now, let me put this in perspective. If a motherfucking bank could wait 30 years to get back, by the way, you might think you're paying them back, but you're paying them actually 1.5. So you're actually paying them around $500,000 probably. So you borrow $300,000, you're gonna pay them $500,000, and you're gonna do it in 30 years. They have the patience. For artists, if they felt like they were hot last year and they don't get paid this year, they're mad. Yo, why am I not getting paid? The label will keep funding you while you're losing their money. You know why? They own all your shit. They own you. You don't own your masters. They own it. All them songs you keep performing all over, all the time. They own it. So, again, the majority of artists, and I'll even bring it back to Tyga. Tyga's independent now, by the way. So who's Tyga? People were shocked when Tyga went on The Breakfast Club, and people thought it was an indictment of Birdman, but it's not only that. It's not only Birdman. Tyga was like, yo, I've never gotten a royalty check from Cash Money. People like, Birdman's robbing you. No. Birdman just gave that nigga a big enough loan that while he was there, he looked super rich, but Birdman knew the money coming in was not enough to pay off the money that he lent out. So, y'all all do know how a record label, a record deal works, right? Do I need to explain this again? If you want me to explain it in 5 minutes, I will. So I could tell you how your favorite rapper gets paid. Just say yes, tell us, or no, we get it. It's really basic business. Yo, somebody just say, act like it's basic business. Well, it's basic business for some people. Okay. Okay. So let me tell you this. And you can ask anybody. Ask me if I'm wrong. A label signs you, right? It's a very interesting process. First of all, let me just tell you multiple finesses that, like people find out later on. So the label signs you. You're supposed to get a lawyer. You get a lawyer. This and third. By the way, your lawyer usually tells you that you're not paying them. The label pays them. So the label is going to pay your lawyer. So we're making up fictional numbers. You signed for $1 million. Your label, no. Let's go with your lawyer. Let's say if your lawyer helped negotiate this thing, and he was acting at all in a managerial capacity, and he wasn't a hourly person, he wants a percentage. Let me explain. So you're getting signed for $1 million. That's the number they keep saying. You signed for $1 million. Your lawyer, depending on what type of lawyer it is, if it's your regular lawyer for other stuff beyond music, maybe he just wants 5%. If he's negotiating, if he's doing extra shit, he might want 10. If the lawyer found a deal, if he was shopping on me, I don't know. If you felt he was acting like your manager, a manager usually gets 20. But actually, let's throw the manager in there too. Okay, you have a manager and a lawyer. So let's say, okay, so your manager wants 5%. That's pretty much standard. Okay? By the way, for anybody who's ever going to get in the industry, save this clip. Everything I'm telling you in terms of standard shit, you should take and apply. If somebody tell you more, tell him fuck you, okay? Your lawyer, if he's doing just lawyer work, he's not negotiating, he's not doing other shit, he's not pitching you, those are different people's jobs. If he's only getting legal shit together, you could either pay him by hour or you could pay him by percent. By hour, he wants to usually get paid monthly, but you could probably defer it until you get whatever check. It's probably, and by the way, Russ has said all this shit, I'm saying. I've just been in the industry and I've seen that nigga right. You could either say, hey, cool, the best thing is to pay him hourly, but honestly, a lot of times, lawyers know how to negotiate better than your manager. If you came from the hood and your homie is your manager, your homie has no fucking idea how to negotiate a record deal with a big-time record label. Trust me. Okay? It's way beyond how many projects, how much are you going to give me per project, what's the fucking standard royalty rate. No, it's way beyond that. This is some really complex shit. Again, you're basically signing in blood anytime you sign a contract. So your lawyer sometimes makes up for it. Your lawyer usually would tell you that the time he's putting in on it is probably, just give me 5%. I'll take it out of the money. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to pay me. They'll pay me. Okay. So I said all that to say, You sign for $1 million, you're not paying your lawyer hourly. You're paying your lawyer 5%. Here's the beauty of it. The 5% you pay, your lawyer is going to tell their lawyer, hey, since you guys won't and sign my client and I'm dealing with the deal, you have to pay his lawyer fee. He doesn't have to pay me. So whatever you would have had to pay him, the label's paying him. So now you're thinking like, this is amazing. Fucking great. The label's paying my lawyer and I'm going to get my milli. Okay. 5%, by the way, you're good right now. 5% of $1 million is $1,050,000. Is it? Yeah. $1,050,000. Technically, you're now in the hole for $1,050,000. This is what the label does. Any fees incurred by the label is recoupable. They don't jump to you and be like, oh, we're gonna, so you're gonna get your million still, right? You're getting your million, so you're like, all right, what the fuck I care about them paying the lawyer? They're tagging on what they pay the lawyer to your debt. So now you're only getting $1 million, but you're in the hole for $1,050,000 because of the lawyer. Bet. Let's say you had a manager with the lawyer, right? Bet. A manager likes to get 20%. By the way, we're like jumping over so many processes. Usually most niggas sign for like 50, not even 50, between 5 to 50,000 to a street nigga. That's where you get this where you get these little production companies this and third. But let's say magically your first fucking deal is with Atlantic, not through like Generation Now like Uzi signed to, not through MMG, which Meek Mill signed to. There's always Drake is signed to like 2 other labels before YMCMB. I don't know if y'all noticed. Let's just assume you are lucky enough you walk straight into the big label. By the way, just to let y'all know, now Drake has reworked his contract. He's signed directly to UMG. From what I heard, there's some passive participation on the behalf of Cash Money, but it's allegedly, supposedly through UMG side. Drake shit is straight. But at first, there was like 5 niggas eating off him. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. Okay? Give y'all the math. So bet. Remember, you're down the hole $1,050,000. And remember, let's say you don't have no street nigga who's in between, who got you hot, who was spending his street money, which is pretty much like money laundering. Like street niggas love getting into music because they take their drug money and they just like finance studio time. And when that artists get like lit, they act like they're getting out of the drug game and they're like, oh, my money's clean now. It happens. I'm sorry. I'm not snitching on nobody. I mentioned nobody's name. Okay. So that's why you say all street niggas. They love music. They're like, oh my God. Like some of these niggas you be like, yo, if you got all this money, why the fuck you going to music? Then you realize, duh, money laundering. Anyway, let's keep it going. So you get the $1 million. Remember, you owe your label $1,050,000. You got to pay a couple people. First, you got to pay, and I'm gonna keep it very simple. You got to pay your manager. So you're paying him 20%. So of the $1 million, you're giving him $200,000. So now you have $800,000. You owe your label $1,050,000. Okay, cool. Now, I don't even want to get into how, like, you probably going to spend that, what's taxes. I don't even get into that, right? Like, really, taxes going to cut that in half, blah, 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 blah. You got to give your mama some shit. You're going to get yourself right, get you a chain, blah. I ain't even going to do that. You got that amount. But let's just think about the rest of it. I just want to tell you what the label is doing, right? So you owe the label $1,050,000. Then the label says, yo, hey, we're just so glad you signed. Here's the thing. Let me add another thing. Also, they gave you a $250,000 signing bonus, which is separate. It says as soon as you sign a deal, you get $250,000, which it's called a signing bonus, like free money, right? Soon as it's an incentive, like it's in most things. As soon as you sign the deal, this money is yours. So you still get the $1 million, but there's a $250,000 signing bonus.